Welcome, everybody. I'm Jeff, and oh, cool. I see Andrew there. Nice, buddy. You made it. And okay, it's harder to look at messages here, I'm noticing. Hey, Fred, you made it. Hey, Tamar. Hey, Bob. They come up fast and then it goes away. Okay, so that's different. Varda, Ruth, how are you? I saw you, Joe, there. Brian. Hey, Darian. Okay, Doug, great. Doug made it. Hey, Andrea, Gabrielle. Okay. Okay, so a lot of people made it. Good. Well, thank you for your patience as I transfer over from YouTube to this platform. I don't know how hard or challenging I'm not in focus. Really? Do I seem out of focus to other people? I'm not. This is sort of my first time with this medium. I may have been, people have invited me onto these, but um, oh, good. Lori made it. Awesome. Uh, and Yeah, I think I hope it's going to work out. Happy Thanksgiving, U.S. Thanksgiving, everybody. Hopefully yeah. So it's just a different format. It's still going to get as soon as I finish this. I think it gets archived both to Substack and YouTube. So if you're watching it later, it might not be that different if you're watching it on YouTube, although it'd probably be uh, up and down, whatever. But the idea is that I just kind of want to integrate this with the rest of my offerings, and have one sort of newsletter, one place where the announcements are, and um, it is possible at some point it may move to be more of a paid thing. When I say that, I mean scholarships for everyone, but more people who are like really into committing to a kind of practice vibe. And I'm going to have a kind of way of thinking about that, but it's still kind of a while away. And it would still be posted everywhere for available. So it really wouldn't be that different, but I'm just trying to figure out different models. But anyway, blah, 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 enough of the new platform. I see most of my friends here from the normal YouTube do nothing project, but there's probably a few new people here. Oh, nice, Pieter. There's probably a few new folks here who are just from on Substack and saw it because I don't know how I didn't press send out an email as soon as it started, but I'm sure there was a notification in Substack. So this is the Do Nothing Project. I'm Jeff Warren. I'm a meditation teacher. I have been doing this particular community offering for about 6 years. Started as a way when I left Toronto, where I'd been living, and it was just before the pandemic. I moved to a new town at that time. Now I'm in BC right now, outside of Vancouver. But I wanted a way to kind of stay connected to my community. I had an in-person thing happening in Toronto, but I wanted something else, and so my friend Lily at the time convinced me to do this on a Sunday night, and it's been pretty much haven't missed a day. I often miss a week, but I have my friend Andrew, who I know is here. Andrew Lenards is the guest host. He for long, so like, but everybody just please say thank you to Andrew Lenards. Andrew has been basically my right hand human being in this for over 5 years, probably since almost from the beginning. And has been moderator. A lot. Fred moderates sometimes too, but he does the thumbnails. He guest hosts. He's really kept it going when I have a million tech questions, which I always do because I'm completely ineffectual at all technology. He answers the questions. He sends me a Loom video about how to do it. So Andrew, like, greatest thanks for keeping this going. And now that it's on Substack, it's another thing is it's real more low lift. He may come on and occasionally do a guest host, but there's no way to do moderation anyway. So thank you, Andrew, for your years of amazing service in this. And you'll see him again. Andrew has his own thing on Wednesday morning. I just sent out a home base with like a post with a lot of some links around different things that are happening, but I'll have a more comprehensive one at some point. But anyway, so what is the Do Nothing Project? The Do Nothing Project is a place for the community to get together and do a fairly simple 25-minute meditation. If you're used to exciting animated things happening on Substack and Substack Lives that are really at the cutting edge of ideas and how to think about the most important things, well, you're not going to get it here. That doesn't happen, although it is a very important thing, and I'll say why in a second. But it'll be, we like to say, keep the expectations low. It will be one of the more boring 25-minute audio visual experiences of your life. Uh, Ideally meant to be experienced with the eyes closed. Um, it is after these little few words of greetings, we go into the 25-minute practice. It's nice to get a little longer chunk if you're used to doing a short 10-minute, 5-10 minute sit. Like you can kind of have a chance to sink in more. Um, there's always a really minimal. I have a kind of way. I I prefer guidance that's a little more minimal. And I'm really interested in, and what the Do Nothing Project kind of is what is the lowest common denominator of a basic supportive practice that a human can do without trying to make it complicated, without trying to make it a specialist technique. Because at its most basic, what is a meditation practice? It is about being okay with your own existence in the moment. Pretty much, it's like being able to be available to what's happening without the need for things to be more interesting or to upgrade the experience in some way. That's really the core of the training, learning to be all right with whether it's interesting, whether it's boring, whether it's uncomfortable, whether it's exciting. You're just staying present in the middle of this. In the middle, actually, stand in the middle is my favorite translation of equanimity, which is the kind of core skill being cultivated, meaning to really be standing and available in the middle of life. Um, so the practice is usually, it really is, you can do it your way if you have your own go-to practice. If you want to follow along my guidance, that's great. It can be an opportunity to do your version of kind of just being available to the moment. It might look like laying on the ground, stretching. It might look like staring out at your garden, or doodling, or doing the dishes, whatever. What I'd say is, I'll offer a kind of home base, a simple thing to pay attention to that can be, and if you, whatever you're doing, whether if it's stretching, feeling the body, I mean, you want to be present with whatever sensation is happening in the present moment, and choosing one thing over another can kind of help you get a little bit more absorbed and help with that. But you don't even need to do that, really. You can just sort of sit and exist. Um, so why do this? Why do this practice? Well, there's lots written about why to meditate. um, I see some kind of practice as being basically an essential part of being a human being, truly, because the default habits of human beings is to get yourself into a tight corner. Pretty much, that's the way the patterns build. Like, bad habits repeat themselves, and the more worried and anxious we get, the more worried and anxious groundwork we lay for the future, and we get into these really challenging mental cycles. And but in the same way, you can get into very positive feedback loops where you're rehearsing qualities that are supportive in the long run. And you don't get to be a human being and not come up against the problem of these habits of the, as my old teacher would call it, waxy buildup, the increase in reactivity and everything else. So to have a place where you deliberately cultivate not feeding the worst of your the worst of your angels, the best of your angels instead, where you're like, I think of it as these kind of four seeds you plant. You're planting the seed of choosing to not be with the thoughts, so the renunciation piece, to in terms of the usual mindless worry stuff. Lots of things are valuable about thoughts, but you're choosing to not do the usual pattern. You're choosing to come into contact with something right here in the present. You're choosing to accept what it is you're coming into contact with, and even eventually appreciate it. And even though there's nothing you can do about the present moment, it's a done deal. It's already here. It's already fruitioning. With all these causes and conditions are behind you, and here you are. You can plant seeds that can make a difference even in the next moment and the next moment after. And over time, those seeds of kind of acceptance and present centered sanity and appreciation, they just start blooming more, um, whatever, they start sprouting more often and are available in more places and more conditions. So that's what, the Do Nothing Project then is, without making a big deal of it, just to come here, to hang out, to plant those seeds together, to feel like you're supporting these other human beings and see how it goes. And next time I'm not going to give that whole spiel. We're just going to go right into it. But if you're new, that's what we're going to do. So, yep, it's 5:10 my time. I'm on the west coast of North America. I will be guiding in 25 minutes, so we'll finish at 5:36 my time. Feel free to jump in and out whenever you want, and let's do it. Happy to have you here. Honestly, the other thing is I wouldn't get as much. I my Most of my practice happens when I'm doing things like this because I'm so busy with the kids. So to have this community be here for 6 years for me, this has been the bedrock of my sanity. For just to know that Sunday night I'm going to have this chance to just chill, and even that 25 minutes, it's not once a week for me. I try to sit every day, but it's often the longest sit of my week, and I feel it. So hopefully you'll get some out of it too, insofar as one can expect to get something out of nothing. So welcome back, my regulars, and welcome to everybody who made it here first time. Prepare for the boring stuff. I appreciate everyone greeting folks in the comments too. I love that. No, by the way, if you hear the occasional scream in the background, those are my children running feral downstairs. But hopefully they won't come in here during the sit this time. All right. So as always with any Do Nothing project, you can just tune me out and settle into your own preferred 25-minute sequence. You can follow along. Eyes open or closed. When it comes to body position, what matters is that you're comfortable and alert. Both those things. So if you're too comfortable, you can sometimes lose the alertness and end up drifting off. But on the other hand, if you're too alert, you can get kind of wiggy. You want to be in a place where your body's pretty relaxed and it feels supported. To expend a bunch of energy, holding it up. I mean, I happen to like sitting on comfortable chairs and couches these days. A few slow, deliberate breaths. This is the oh yeah, I have a body breath. So yeah, I forgot I breathe, and I've only been breathing from the top of my chest for the past few hours, deliberately dropping into a few more belly breaths. Nice deep breaths. If you're feeling tired, emphasizing the inhales can help a bit with that, oxygenating and stretching up. It's the accelerator in the nervous system. And then conversely, if you're feeling a bit sleepy, if you're feeling a bit agitated or a lot of energy, you can extend the exhale, make it a bit longer. And as you draw it out, noticing that there's a little letting go in the exhale, the diaphragm kind of relaxes and lifts up, and body settles, so you can kind of ride that down, meaning dropping into the sensation, full humid 360 surround sound vibe of being a body, dropping into the seat, so you're feeling the ground under you, feeling that support, into this moment. You may want to do a bit of a body scan too at the beginning. I just like to smooth out the worry lines of the forehead, soften the eyes and the cheeks. And this is important, this whole loosening and softening. It's like the base of the pyramid is meditation is really relaxation. It's, and by that I just mean getting comparatively more relaxed than you were the previous minute. So you don't have to have an ideal in mind. You just relaxing the shoulders, dropping in. Yeah, and the core kind of, in Zen they would say just sitting. My old teachers say let's do nothing. Core of that practice is really sitting and being. Tension can be wide open, be quite broad, noticing what you notice. Or if it is supportive to choose one thing out of the many potential strands in experience, you can choose, say, the sensation of the breath at the nose or the belly. You can choose the broad sense of the whole body sitting. Choose tingling in the hands. Choose a mantra. Choose sound, really anything, a home base. Some simple thing you devote your attention to here at the beginning, and then how patient can you be as things settle? I'll leave you there for a while. And so if you're just joining us, we're not doing anything, aka meditating. And I guess the name of the game, especially at the beginning, is how patient you can be with things settling in their own time, and I guess with the guidance too. Fighting against any sounds or in your environment or sensations in your inner environment. Just letting it all, welcoming it all. Good. Yeah, so there's always a certain amount of momentum of thinking and whatever from before or wondering, and some way in which we start making a problem out of the meditation that can happen. I'm just remembering the core thing here is this, can we choose to find something satisfying about the present moment? If not the whole of it, maybe some part of it, some piecemeal sensation or sound, appreciating the softest part of a sound or the subtlest part of a sensation. The more still you get in your body, the more kind of delicate you pay attention to something, the more absorbing and enjoyable even it can become. And that's it. Can we find what's happening to be good enough? good. As you get deeper into the meditation, also it can get a bit uncomfortable. It could be a sense of like you're anticipating the end, or you're getting bored, or some intensity is rising, some decision that this is it, you're done. So these are all kind of like these. They have a kind of bell-shaped curve, those impulses and urgency. The idea is, can you sit through that so it doesn't own you and come out the other side and realize there was never actually some big problem in the first place. It was more just a certainty the mind had about how things needed to be. What happens if you just keep sitting? Appreciating the opportunity to take a break here. Yeah, right. So, a few minutes, usually finish do nothing project with some cultivating some positive quality. You could say a lot of meditations about kind of loosening the structure, like you get relatively settled, and even if there's still thinking and stuff going on, the intention to kind of open, to settle, it kind of loosens our fixations. It starts to reorganize things under the surface a little bit. But then after you loosen or after you come apart? How do you want to reassemble? What do you want to build back? What qualities do you want to reinforce? What is important to you? And you can choose. I mean, a lot of people finish with a kind of gratitude practice or loving kindness practice or compassion. Those are great. And that could also be, you find a quality of patience in the way you're sitting and you really try to emphasize the embodiment of that, or strength or dignity, or anything can be, how do you want to come back? For myself, feeling grateful for, as always, that I get to do this in this community, and just realizing, it's like, this is it, this cutting edge moment. No one's ever been here before, and we're here together. Something pretty cool about that. It's like choosing to take this pause in the middle of the forward hurling momentum of your life, just dropping down, connecting out. So thank you. So maybe that's your practice here at the end, just saying thank you and thinking about who you want to thank, or who's in your circle of connectivity, family, old mentors, animals. Plants, sofa chairs. Thank you. Thanks for your practice. Nice. You did it. 25-minute meditation. I warned you it wasn't going to be that interesting, but thanks for showing up on Substack to do this. So appreciate my community who made it over from YouTube. This is going to be our regular thing here on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern North America time, 5 p.m. West Coast. Bit late for Europeans, but some of them do tune in, or the next day. Australians in the morning. So this will be our regular thing. You're welcome to come anytime, and this is how it goes. This is a bit more chatty than I normally am, but I wasn't sure who was, more new to meditation here, and just kind of random Substack people that may have discovered it. But this is our thing. If you're interested, and come along. That's what we do, and appreciate all of you. Thanks, Andrea. And I also sometimes I answer questions and things if there's ever some kind of thing that comes up or you're wondering about, meditation. Every kind of experience can happen. So it's like you can never really, please everybody in the way you're guiding. Like sometimes you're guiding as if there was more quiet, but you got a lot going on inside, and you could use a few prompts around working with that. And sometimes I throw those in. Um, but yeah, good to see everyone. Yeah, saying hi to all of my friends. Hey, Brooke. Oh, and yeah, just to thank some other people who have helped with the Do Nothing project over the years, like Brooke and Fred and Lauren and Lily and Milen uh, and Joe, who helped me set up. Hey, Joe. Joe helped me get all this set up, back and forth emails. How does Substack Live work? Do we post it after? What do you do? I don't know if I'm doing it right. Thanks, Joe. Mm. Yeah. I think you can still do chit chat on this. It sounds like people can kind of go back and forth, but I guess you can't get in early. Um, maybe I'll just start. I'll try to always start on time, and then people can say hello to each other in the because in YouTube you can kind of do that. Um, nice, nice, Deborah. Well, awesome, friends. Happy you're here. Have a great week. I'll see you next Sunday. Actually, I think I'm doing another Substack live on Tuesday with Dan. Dan Harris. He has a channel on Substack, and so I'm gonna be his teacher of the month this month, starting Tuesday. So you might get another chance to do that. And if you feel like sitting with Andrew, he's got his thing. You can post something, Andrew, in the messages. Your link to your sit on Wednesday if you want. Although I don't know if it lets you post links. We'll find out. Um, yeah, Tuesday. I'm not sure honestly. I think it might be at 1 o'clock Eastern time. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it worked. There's Andrew posted his YouTube there. So yeah, Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern or 1 p.m. West Coast time, and that will be more chat and questions and whatever. But anyway, if you want to come back again to this, you can also ask questions or something if you had a question about practice, and I'll try to answer it. Okay, everyone. See you later. I'm going to hit end, and then I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. All right. I mean, I assume it'll work in my video.